And some big decisions today in the James Boyd case as two APD officers fight murder charges.
Good afternoon. A judge has ruled officers who were on scene of the deadly James Boyd shooting can testify, but there will be limits. This morning, attorneys for the two APD officers accused of second-degree murder argued with the state about what evidence should be allowed in court during a big hearing next week, one which decides if this case goes to trial. News 13's Emily Younger was there. She's here with details.
Well, Kim, attorneys fought about everything from officers' testimonies, Boyd's criminal history, and the training these cops had.
I feel good about what happened today.
After nearly 2 hours of back and forth.
I don't think they can ask the ultimate question. Do you think that this self-defense was reasonable?
We're not asking the ultimate question, was he justified in shooting? We're asking, would you have done it?
Between prosecutors and attorneys representing the two officers, Dominic Perez and Keith Sandy, accused of shooting and killing homeless camper James Boyd last year, a judge ruled on what can and cannot be used in the preliminary hearing.
I think that it is allowable. Officers at the scene, how they perceived the situation at the time, how they felt, how the situation was going.
Officers who witnessed the shooting will be able to testify about what happened that day, but they won't be able to give any opinions on whether or not the officers were justified when they opened fire. Keith Sandy's attorney, Sam Bregman.
They can talk about their training and how they're supposed to respond in particular instances, and that's exactly what we wanted them to be able to testify to.
Also on the table, if the defense could bring up Boyd's lengthy criminal past, including an aggravated battery charge against another officer.
The only thing that should be coming in is the thing that actually made him afraid.
The judge ruled in the state's favor, saying only what officers knew about Boyd's history the day of the shooting can be used in court. Despite that decision, Bregman says a lot more will be revealed.
A lot of people have made up their mind on this case one way or the other based on a video. The video by no means tells the whole story of why these two police officers had to shoot James Boyd. That'll come out next week.
Now, the judge also ruled that the state will be able to use APD's standard operating procedures as evidence to show if these two officers were following training procedures. Kim, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Emily. Now, the defense says the two officers were protecting fellow officers from Boyd, who was armed with knives. Prosecutors say there is evidence they didn't have to shoot. Parts of New Mexico